You know that feeling when everything just clicks at work? When your team is in the zone, ideas are flowing, and you're actually excited for Monday morning? Yeah, I know, excited for Monday sounds like I've had too much coffee, but stick with me here. I'm Stefan, and I've had the privilege of working with some incredible teams over the years. And I noticed something fascinating. The best moments, those breakthrough innovations, those how did we pull that off achievements, they never happened because of more rules or tighter control. They happened when we got out of people's way. But here's the thing. Most of us know from experience that we do our best work when trusted. Yet, we've been taught that professional management means control systems and oversight. We are taught to fight our own instincts. Today I want to share what I've discovered about creating more of those magical moments. Not through another management theory that sounds good in a TED Talk but falls apart by Tuesday, but through simple principles that actually make work work. Welcome to the Liberty Framework, where we make organizations more human and humans more awesome. When I say liberty, I guess some managers break out in a cold sweat. Liberty, you mean like people doing whatever they want? Chaos? Anarchy? Dogs and cats living together? Okay, relax. I'm not suggesting we unleash the marshmallow man in your office. I'm talking about something much simpler and more powerful. Creating the conditions where people naturally do their best work. Because here's the thing. Nobody wakes up thinking, today I only want to do mediocre work. Think about your own experience. When did you feel most energized at work? Most effective? Most creative? I'm betting it wasn't when someone was micromanaging your every decision. It was when you had the clarity about what needed to be done and the freedom to figure out how. Yet, most organizations are designed around control. Layers of approval, rigid processes, information hoarding. We've built cages for human potential and wonder why innovation is dying. There's got to be a better way, right? After years of watching teams transform from meh to magnificent, I've noticed 4 principles that show up every single time. These aren't complex theories, they are surprisingly simple ideas that create surprisingly powerful results. Number 1. Autonomy within clear boundaries. Imagine a sandbox. Inside, total creative freedom. Outside, clear boundaries everyone understands. It's not do whatever, it's within this space, blow our minds. We ask, what's the absolute minimum structure needed for coordination? Usually it's about 3 things. How teams interface with each other, how we share critical resources, how we align on strategic direction. Everything else, let teams figure it out. But here's the key. This isn't about no rules, it's about the right rules. Clear boundaries that everyone understands with maximum freedom within them. Number 2, evidence over authority. Here's a radical idea. What if the best idea wins regardless of who suggests it? No more politics, no more because I said so. When we have evidence, it wins, even if it comes from the intern who started last week. Under the Liberty Framework, data rules the day, always. This doesn't mean leaders don't make decisions. When data is incomplete or time is critical, someone has to call it. But when good evidence exists, it should override ego, your position in the hierarchy, and the good old, that's the way we've always done it. Number 3, information follows decision rights. If you're responsible for something, you get the information you need. Revolutionary, right? If your team owns customer satisfaction, they see all customer feedback, not filtered summaries. If they're responsible for budgets, they see the real numbers. When information follows decision rights, magic happens. Ground truth flows up, leaders know what's really happening, strategic context flows down, teams understand the why, coordination flows sideways, no more silos. While some teams are playing telephone and guessing what matters, the competition is making informed decisions in real time. How long can we afford to handicap our own people? Number 4. Purpose connects individual growth to collective impact. Connect what people do every day to something bigger. And no, I don't mean another mission statement poster. I mean helping Sarah in accounting see how her work literally helps change lives. That's purpose, not just words on a wall. Direct line of sight from what you do to why it matters. And here's why this is important. The next generation of talent has options. They'll happily choose meaning over money and are much more willing to leave for organizations that connect their work to real impact. This all sounds simple, right? But what happens when organizations actually live these principles? Let me give you just a taste of what's possible. There's a company that makes aluminum. about as boring and industrial as it gets. When their new CEO took over, everyone expected the usual corporate speak about efficiency and profits. Instead, he shocked everyone by focusing on worker safety. The results: market value increased 9 times, productivity jumped, and workplace injuries practically disappeared. How? By applying these exact principles. By trusting people, by sharing information, by connecting daily work to something that mattered. And that's just one example. This has worked in tech companies, in hospitals and banks, even government agencies. Look, I get it. This might sound too good to be true. Happy employees and better results? Really? But here's the thing, I'm not talking theory. I'm talking about what I've seen work again and again, in different industries, different cultures, different contexts. The world has changed. The best talent can work anywhere, and they're looking for more than a paycheck. They're looking for places where their creativity is unleashed, not crushed. Organizations clinging to command and control are already struggling. They just don't know why yet. But organizations embracing these principles, they're not just surviving, they are thriving. I can hear some of you thinking, okay Stefan, but this sounds like every other management fad that promises to change everything. Fair point, and you know what? You're right to be skeptical. We've all been burned by the flavor of the month approach to organizational change. So, next week I'm going to show you exactly why this is different. We look at the hard evidence, the successes and the failures. We'll see what happened to companies that embraced principles like these and what happened to those that ignored them. Spoiler alert, the difference is stark, and it might just change how you think about everything. If you're tired of the old way, if you believe people are capable of amazing things, if you want work to add energy to your life instead of draining it, then you're in the right place. On this channel, we're going to explore what actually works. No fluff, no jargon. Just real insights from real experience, shared with a healthy dose of humor and an unwavering belief that we can do better. Because here's what I know. Somewhere right now there's a team ready to do something amazing. They just need someone to believe in them enough to get out of their way. Maybe that someone is you? Hit subscribe and let's find out together. Next week, why most of what you've been taught about leadership is dead wrong and what the evidence says actually works. This is the Liberty Framework. Let's build something amazing together. See you next time.